Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. I'm in Konoha, Deduce magnetic escape at the start. Chapter 41. 100 Healings Mark proved that Chakra also obeys the laws of quantitative and qualitative changes. This made Bison more confident about his insight into Chakra. Analyze Chakra with existing intelligence. How should it be analyzed? First, the origin of Chakra is a seed. That is the seed of the divine tree. Otsutsuki planted the seeds of the sacred tree. The seed begins to absorb the natural energy, which takes root, germinates, and grows into a divine tree until it bears fruit. But the fruit of the divine tree is the essence of Chakra. There is a lot of power in it, and that power even includes Rinnegan. All the Otsutsuki clan are born with white eyes. Rinnegan can only be obtained by eating the Chakra fruit, and the power of the master's blood follows the snares. And the power of Chakra is inherited. Thus Otsutsuki Kagaya's eldest son Sage of Six Paths Otsutsuki Hagoromo inherited Rinnegan. Later, the brothers of Sage of Six Paths sealed their mother in order to protect humanity. As the battle to seal Otsutsuki Kagaya caused a huge disaster to the world, Otsutsuki Hagoromo embarked on a journey of redemption in order to restore the desolate land and find the habitat of the tailed beast. During this period, he realized that the meaning of Chakra is the power to connect people. Otsutsuki Hagoromo founded ninjutsu in order to create a world where everyone can live in peace without war. Its meaning is to turn Chakra into a bond between people, which was later called Sage of Six Paths by the world. This is the myth of this world, and this is the history of this world. Certainly, what is the historical truth about Bison is also unclear. But Bison got important information about Chakra from this story. First, the divine tree is a natural energy harvesting converter. The source of Chakra is natural energy. Second, Chakra can be shared, inherited. And the living body with Chakra in the body can combine physical energy with spiritual energy to make Chakra. This means that natural energy, physical energy, and spiritual energy are the raw materials of Chakra and can be transformed into Chakra. After understanding this, Bison knew how to grow his Chakra. Deduce a ninjutsu that can devour and plunder natural energy, physical energy, and spiritual energy. The ninjutsu that devours and plunders the energy of nature is called Sage Mode. Ninjutsu that can devour and plunder spiritual energy is called Zero-Tail Jutsu. As for the ninjutsu that can devour plundering energy, it may be called Earth Resentment Technique. Besides, the Chakra of the tailed beast can also be swallowed, and the Golden Horn and Silver Horn brothers obtained 9 tails Chakra by eating the meat of 9 tails. When the entire planet of Chakra was plundered by himself, the Chakra in his body must be able to grow to an extremely terrifying state. And quantitative change can lead to qualitative change. Maybe ordinary Chakra can be transformed into blood-bound Chakra. The blood follower limit Chakra is able to transform into blood follower and eliminate Chakra. The blood follower eliminates Chakra and can transform into blood follower trap Chakra. As for what the blood snares Chakra can become qualitatively, it is not clear. It seems, the Chakra power system is still very hierarchical. But as a last resort, Bison will not devour and plunder all the Chakras on this planet. Because one person is short-skilled, everyone is smart. When countless geniuses started working on Chakra, it is bound to be able to analyze the nature and mysteries of Chakra more deeply, create more ninjutsu, and develop more application technologies related to Chakra. Maybe when there will be a genius in the ninja world who will develop the technology that can convert light energy into Chakra. If this technology is born, maybe all ninjas can become superhumans. As long as you bask in the sun, you can keep getting stronger. And Bison firmly believes that science is the best way for mankind to use the power of Wisdom Master. For example, lightning-style super electromagnetic armament. As long as you continue to upgrade this ninjutsu, sooner or later, you will be able to use Chakra's complete master's electromagnetic power. Twisting light with wave particle duality using electromagnetic force to create ultra-large-scale holographic projections. Or use electromagnetic force to interfere with the electrical signal of the brain, and directly manipulate the brain of the living body, so as to completely dominate all the senses and thinking of the living body. By the time, all beings whose brains use electrical signals to transmit information will become your puppets. Even if the electromagnetic force that he can control is strong enough, he can directly dominate the movement of the stars and use the stars as toys. And these are just applications of electromagnetism at the macroscopic level. In the microscopic field, using electromagnetic force, manipulating the nucleus, freeing the extranuclear electrons from the nuclei, making the nuclei attract and collide with each other, and a polymerization reaction occurs, then the nuclear energy can be dominated. There is also the use of quantum field theory to generate positive and negative particle pairs, reverse electromagnetic action to obtain antimatter, and make annihilation reactions to annihilate all matter into energy. Even electromagnetic forces can also be used to sense the exact position and momentum of every atom in the universe, while using Newton's laws to visualize the entire course of cosmic events, past and future. Become a Laplace demon, a supreme being that is comparable to God and possesses omnipotent and omnipotent power. In summary, even if you can use chakra to dominate the electromagnetic force, if you don't understand science, you are just a fool, or a powerful life form. But if chakra is used to dominate the electromagnetic force, it has reached a certain depth in scientific cognition. Then he became an omniscient, almighty, and supreme God. Take it easy. I'm just a beginner in the practice of the chakra power system. After whispering something, Baisan's figure disappeared. After returning home, Baisan continued to study 100 healings mark. For the current Baisan, optimizing the 100 healings mark is the best way to grow chakra. The chakra circulatory system has 720 nodes, and in theory, the human body can build 720 100 healings marks. This also means that, even if Baisan only relies on the 100 healings mark, he can have a chakra that is comparable to or even surpasses the tailed beast. In this way, time passes slowly, until a message spreads in Konoha. Have you heard? Konoha's White Fangya was on a mission to save his teammates, causing Konoha and the Land of Fire to inflict huge losses. From tomorrow, the price of pork, beef and rice will double. And there's no telling when prices will return to normal. No, forget the price of pork and beef to double, and the price of rice to double. Originally, the income is low, and I can't even eat rice in the future. I'm afraid I won't be able to eat enough food in the future. My wife just got pregnant last month, what do you want me to do? This White Fang is kicked. How dare you give up your mission as a ninja? He doesn't deserve to be a ninja. Yeah, I heard that the teammates who were rescued by him are blaming him. He said it was to complete the mission, and he volunteered to sacrifice and didn't want to see Konoha and the Kingdom of Fire suffer such huge losses. Harmful. I don't know how many people in the Land of Fire and Konoha will starve to death after this mission fails. Would that Konoha's White Fangya feel regret and guilt seeing such a man starve to death because of him. Ha ha, this Konoha's White Fang is not worthy of being a ninja. I don't know why Hokage-sama asked him to perform this task. Quote. When this news came to Baisan's ears, Baisan's expression couldn't help changing. Now Baisan knows why Konoha's White Fang killed himself. It turns out that the people who spread the rumor of Konoha's White Fang teeth are so vicious and vicious. To know, if someone puts you at the prospect of starvation, would you curse that person? Would you give this guy? The answer is clear, naturally. Then, when everyone around you, even the whole country, thinks you deserve and curses you to die. Do you really have the courage to continue living? The answer is also clear. Most people do not have the courage to continue living. Konoha's White Fang Hokage Sakumo is also one of the vast majority. So well versed in human nature, yet so vicious. The person who spread the rumors must be Shimura Danzo. Looks like he can't wait to get rid of Hokage Sakumo. In order to be Hokage, all threats must be wiped out. People like that are really scary. Although there was fear in his heart, there was no fear on Baisan's face. Merely Shimura Danzo. Baisan doesn't think that the darkness of tolerance can threaten him. So now Baisan is speculating about the truth of the matter. A task that can affect the price of food must be a very important task. Why would such a task fail? Needless to say about Hokage Sakumo's strength, the name Konoha's White Fang can be said to be famous in the ninja world. With his strength, he actually had to face the choice of whether to save his teammates or choose to complete the mission. There must be something odd about this. The most likely possibility is that there is an inner ghost. And this inner ghost must have been arranged by Danzo. But is Danzo really going to let the task of influencing food prices fail and watch them go up? Presumably he definitely has a backhand. Perhaps once Hatake Sakumo is dead, he will tell the villagers in Konoha that his men have completed a secret mission to bring food prices back to normal. If he wants to run for Hokage, this is definitely a great opportunity to give yourself a chance to gain huge popularity. However, according to the original Fate track, Danzo's plan should only be completed. Hatake Sakumo committed suicide, but Danzo seems to have been in the shadows, gaining no prestige. Maybe Sarutobi Hiruzen is not so simple either. Ridiculous politics. Finally, after thinking to himself, Bison quickened his pace. Soon, Bison found Kakashi with an ugly face. Kakashi was not as deep as Bison thought. Hearing that man cursing his father, felt his father should be granted. As a child, he was very overwhelmed, sad, heartbroken, grief-stricken, angry, trying to shut everyone up, but was powerless. He also wanted to question his father. Why wasn't this task completed? Patting Kakashi on the shoulder, Bison whispered. Kakashi, this matter is not as simple as you think. Take me to meet your father, I have something to say to him. When Bison's words entered Kakashi's ears, Kakashi was stunned for a moment, then his mood changed. What is it that things are not that simple? Could it be that the father did nothing wrong? Kakashi wanted to ask Bison why he said this. But out of trust and respect for Bison, Kakashi chose to follow Bison's arrangement. Okay, I'll take you to see my father now. Walk into Hataki's house. Bison saw that Hatake Sakumo was drinking heavily. Depressed face, forehead, Kakashi, and Bison. After being stunned for a while, Hatake Sakumo's expression also changed involuntarily. Putting down the wine bottle in his hand, he revealed a helpless and bitter smile. He didn't want it either. But he really couldn't hold on. The curses, the taunts, especially the reprimands from his teammates, broke his heart. Did you do it wrong? Shouldn't it be better to save teammates and save companions? Does being a ninja mean that you don't compromise on your means in order to complete your mission? Could it be that becoming a ninja, practicing hard, and becoming stronger, is not to protect your companions and the village? Every time I ask myself, all made Hatake Sakumo confused. Is the way of forbearance that you insist on really wrong? If it is wrong, did you really make a mistake? Made an irreversible mistake. Made a mistake that you deserve to die for. Konoha's White Fang, aren't you worthy of being a ninja? Konoha's White Fang, you should die. Konoha's White Fangs. How could Konoha have such an indifferent ninja? How could Lord Hokage let such a ninja perform such an important task? Quote. One sentence after another of curses and reprimands echoed in his mind. Even heavy drinking can't make these sounds completely disappear in the brain. Hatake Sakumo felt that he could no longer hold on. Even if he had Kakashi, he didn't want to hear these curses and reprimands anymore. He wants to die. He really wanted to die. I want to kill myself. I want to forget these curses and reprimands. Want to escape reality. Want to no longer face the choice of choosing to complete the mission or choose to save your teammates. Looking at Kakashi in front of him, he wanted to cry, but he couldn't cry. He wanted to be comforted by Kakashi, but he knew that Kakashi would not comfort him. He wanted to find an excuse to live, but he really couldn't find it. Then, he heard Bison's calm voice. Hatake Sakumo, these rumors are actually a conspiracy against you. This short sentence made Hatake Sakumo and Kakashi involuntarily straighten their faces, their eyes full of doubt and shock. Without waiting for Hatake Sakumo and Kakashi to speak, Bison continued to speak on his own. As soon as the mission failed, the news about Hatake Sakumo spread throughout Konoha. It's definitely being spread on purpose. Such vicious rumors are clearly trying to force Konoha's White Fang to commit suicide. Why do you do that? Because Konoha's White Fang is strong and famous, it is the most hopeful candidate to become the fourth Hokage. The guy who spread the rumors had to get rid of Konoha's White Fang in order to become Hokage. That's why such an important task has not been properly arranged. Even with the strength of Konoha's White Fang, he was faced with a difficult choice between saving his teammates or choosing to complete the mission. There must be something strange in this. Even this rescued teammate has long been bought by others, or he is simply the subordinate of this rumor spreader. Following Bison's line of thinking, both Hatake Sakumo and Kakashi felt that the truth of the matter seemed to be what Baisan said. Especially Hatake Sakumo. While he was on his mission, he noticed something strange. It's just that he trusts his teammates too much in Konoha. Coupled with the interference of these rumors, he couldn't calm down and think about it at all. But now pointed out by Baisan. He believed Baisan's words almost immediately. Even he had some guesses about who was behind the rumormonger. After a slight pause, Hatake Sakumo had a grim expression and said 4 words through gritted teeth. G. Village, Group. Tibetan. Kakashi saw his father's reaction, and when he heard the name, he immediately reacted. Baisan is right, these rumors are that someone wants to frame and kill his father. And this person, it was Shimura Danzo as my father called it. At this moment, Kakashi is full of hatred for Shimura Danzo. How dare he do such a thing? He actually wanted to kill his father. Thinking like this, Kakashi's expression also became grim. Mr. Sakumo, and Kakashi, please calm down. Don't make any noise. Presumably this Shimura Danzo subordinate is watching us nearby. Baisan's quiet voice made Hatake Sakumo and Kakashi react. There seems to be something magical about Baisan's voice. It can calm them down quickly. Seeing the two calm down, Baisan continued. Presumably this Shimura Danzo is much stronger than Mr. Sakumo in terms of power and means. So in Konoha, you basically have no hope of revenge. It will even affect Kakashi. So I suggest you leave Konoha in suspended animation. Wait until I seize the opportunity in the future, get rid of Shimura Danzo, obtain evidence, clear my grievances, and return to Konoha. Hearing Baisan's suggestion, Hatake Sakumo seemed to want to say something. But thinking of this experience, he became more and more afraid of Shimura Danzo. Kakashi on the side did not want his father to leave him, but he trusted Baisan and kept silent. Leaving Konoha with suspended animation. I don't think it's an easy task. Baisan, Jun, do you have a solution? Although he was a classmate of his own son, Hatake Sakumo added a title of monarch after thinking of Baisan's calm analysis. Seeing Hatake Sakumo's appearance and hearing Hatake Sakumo call himself Lord Baisan, Baisan replied calmly. Of course there is a way. I only need an adult male corpse, and I can shape it into your shape through medical ninjutsu. It must not be difficult for you, Mr. Sakumo, to find such a body. Hearing Baisan's words, Hatake Sakumo was also slightly taken aback. He knew that Baisan was a student of Tsunade. But he really did not expect that Baisan's medical ninjutsu has reached such a level. To know, no one in the ninja world has ever done this kind of plastic surgery. After a slight pause, Hatake Sakumo returned to normal, and then replied seriously. No problem. It's not difficult to get a body. After replying to Baisan Yi's sentence, Hatake Sakumo's tone changed, and he immediately asked. But after I leave Konoha, what do I need to do? How are you going to give me the chance to kill Shimura Danzo, Mr. Baisan? Baisan was prepared for Hatake Sakumo's inquiry and replied. Leaving Konoha is naturally an effort to become stronger, collect resources, and if you have the opportunity, you can also conquer some of your subordinates and form a force. Shimura Danzo is not an easy thing. So vicious and vicious. If you want to kill him, the stronger the power, the better. After receiving Baisan's answer to the first question, Hatake Sakumo nodded in agreement. Seeing Hatake Sakumo nodding, Baisan pondered for 2 seconds before answering the second question. As for the chance to kill Shimura Danzo, the tone changed, a little more serious. Because of the failure of the Second Ninja World War, the funding provided by the Kingdom of Wind to Sunagaku has decreased year by year. In order to survive, Sunagaku must start a war. And the Country of Thunder's funding for Cloud Shinobi Village is increasing year by year, and even Cloud Shinobi Village is vigorously developing its military. Do you think Cloud Shinobi Village's military development is for peace? At most 3 years, the war will inevitably break out. There must be a chance to kill Shimura Danzo by then. Moreover, with a rare soldier like you, Mr. Sakumo, it can greatly improve Konoha's winning rate. Hearing Baisan's words, Hatake Sakumo's pupils shrank involuntarily. He doesn't have the sharp eyesight of Baisan. Although he knew in his heart that the war was bound to come, the exact time could not be determined. How could Baisan be like this? He said with certainty that within 3 years, a war would break out. But listen to Baizan's explanation. He also believed that war would break out within 3 years. This made him feel emotional. Baizan is truly a genius among geniuses. Wisdom and vision are far beyond ordinary people. If war broke out, he also knew that he would find an opportunity to kill Shimura Danzo. And Hitoki Sakumo is a ninja with the will of fire. He naturally has a sense of belonging to Konoha. If Konoha's victory rate in the war can be improved, it will naturally be happy. After all, he is also a ninja who has experienced the Second Ninja World War and has a certain understanding of war. Understand that a powerful, unknown soldier has the power to change the tide of battle. This made Hitoki Sakumo admire Baizan even more. Such a vision, such a wisdom, is truly a genius. As for Kakashi, although know that Baizan is a genius among geniuses. But the words just now still shocked Kakashi. After all, it was war. Lord Baizan was able to predict the outbreak of war. Such wisdom is simply otherworldly. This made Kakashi more and more admire Baizan. After a long silence, Hitoki Sakumo said with emotion, "Mr. Baizan, you really are a genius. I don't know what words to use to describe my admiration for you. And it's not just admiration, your kindness to me is like a life-saving grace. If you need me to do anything, I will do my best." Seeing Hitoki Sakumo's gesture, listening to Hitoki Sakumo's words, Baizan knew that Hitoki Sakumo couldn't escape his control. He has become his own pawn. Immediately, Baizan replied sincerely, "Mr. Sakumo is a senior I respect very much, and it is my honor to be able to help you. And Kakashi is not only my classmate, but also my best friend. If you can help me, I won't ignore it. But if I have a place where Mr. Sakumo can help, I will not refuse." Such sincere appearance really moved Hitoki Sakumo and Kakashi very much. This is the heir to the will of fire. This is the best candidate for the 4th Hokage. If Baizan can become the 4th Hokage, Konoha will be restored to the great glory of the 1st Hokage period. This is Hitoki Sakumo's thinking at this time. Being able to make friends like Bai Xuanjin. I am so lucky. Mr. Baizan, you are the best friend in my life. I will try my best to repay you. Be sure to repay your kindness to me double. This is Kakashi's thinking at this time. I understand. Mr. Baizan, you really are the most perfect ninja, born Hokage. I look forward to the moment when you become Hokage, Mr. Baizan. I'll be your sharpest Konoha's white fang. Rear all the enemies of Konoha for you. Saying this sentence is like allegiance. Hitoki Sakumo's face is full of seriousness, and his tone is full of contagion. It made Kakashi on the side want to express some reflections, and recognized Baizan as the Lord. Certainly, facing Hitoki Sakumo's allegiance, Baizan naturally would not refuse. Instead, he said in a calm and firm voice, "Please rest assured, Mr. Sakumo, I will not disappoint you." With Baizan's promise, Hitoki Sakumo's expression softened a lot. After a slight pause, Baizan immediately said, "Since it has been determined to leave Konoha in suspended animation, then let's discuss what to do after Mr. Sakumo leaves Konoha." Hearing Baizan talking about the business, Hitoki Sakumo's face turned straight. "Sir Baizan, please speak." Since Hitoki Sakumo has been loyal to himself, Baizan will naturally not be polite. Konoha's White Fang is famous in the ninja world and is one of the strongest in the ninja world. Even if you want to hide your identity, your combat power is very powerful. Since there is such a strong combat power, it is natural to take a little risk. The ninja world is not just the 5 major ninja villages. Although other small ninja villages don't have any sense of existence, in fact they have a lot of background. I personally feel that reunification must be accomplished in order to achieve peace. So I suggest that Mr. Sakumo can inquire more about the information of those small ninja villages and steal their inheritance and treasures. For example, Peacock Magic and Star in Xingyan Village, Fire Style and Bliss Box in Grass Ninja Village, and so on. And I know that there are some powerful bounty ninjas in the ninja world, such as the undead ninja Kakuzu. It would be a good thing if Mr. Sakumo could subdue them. And the ninjas of the Uzumaki clan. Although the country of the vortex was destroyed, the ninjas of the Uzumaki clan are not dead. If Mr. Sakumo can save some ninjas of the Uzumaki clan, it's also excellent. After all, Mr. Sakumo, you should know the influence of blood on ninjas. The ninjas of the Uzumaki clan are naturally stronger than ordinary ninjas. Having said this, Bison silently added in his heart, the ninjas of the Uzumaki clan are also worth studying. After all, that's a descendant of Sage of Six Paths. By studying the bloodline genes of the Uzumaki family, it is possible to gain insight into the mystery of the Sage body. If you add the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan, in addition to Sage body, there is a high probability of being able to make fairy eyes. This is one of the most powerful forces in the Hokage world. And, I want to obtain the genes of the Senju and Uchiha families for research. It is not difficult for Bison. Tsunade is his own teacher after all. And the Uchiha clan will also be exterminated in the future. These thoughts flashed through Bison's mind, and after a slight change in tone, Bison continued. At last, I hope Mr. Sakumo can set up a research institute for me. Want to tap the power of chakra deeper and become stronger. Even beyond cage level, with combat power comparable to the god of ninjas, it is obviously impossible not to study chakra. Only with combat power comparable to the god of ninjas can we have the ability and qualifications to unify the world and achieve world peace. Hitachi Sakumo agrees with what Bison said, especially the last sentence. Only with the power of a ninja god. Only you have the qualifications and ability to unify the world, achieve peace, and become a rule maker. For war and peace, anyone with a brain can think of it. As long as all enemies are eliminated, wouldn't the world be at peace? After the death of first Hokage, why did the war break out again and again? Isn't it because the rules set by first Hokage are not perfect? Do not. It should be said to be very stupid. But then again, first Hokage always seems to be not very smart. At least Hitachi Sakumo thinks so. Certainly, people die. First Hokage is without a doubt a very great and powerful ninja. Even a little stupid, it doesn't affect his personality. And, looking at the calm Bison in front of him, Hitachi Sakumo felt that Bison was the savior who achieved world peace, the greatest future Hokage in Konoha's history. Silently writing down everything Bison said, Hitachi Sakumo nodded solemnly and replied. I've written it all down. Give this to me and bet on the name of Konoha's White Fang, and I will never disappoint you, Mr. Bison. Seeing Hitachi Sakumo's serious assurance, Bison also showed a sincere smile. I still trust Mr. Sakumo very much. It's almost over here. I'm staying on, and it's sure to make Shimura Danzo suspicious. So I'll go first. Wait until Mr. Sakumo you have obtained the body and let Kakashi inform me. As Bison's words fell, Hitachi Sakumo also nodded to Bison. Okay, I know, Mr. Bison, leave it to us. Kakashi finally responded. Hokage office. Looking at the information in his hand, Sarutobi Hiruzen was furious. Danzo, you know what you're doing. How dare you do such a thing? To actually fool the villagers with such despicable and vicious means, trying to force White Fang to death. You are so brave, really. Even after scolding 3 times, Sarutobi Hiruzen was still puzzled. As Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen sees the situation in the ninja world better than most ordinary ninjas. What Bison can see, he can also see. It's just that he is not Bison after all and can know what will happen in the future. So he only knew that the war would break out, but he didn't know exactly when it would break out. But he estimates within 5 years. Think about it. If war does break out after 5 years, how should Konoha respond? A new generation of ninjas has yet to grow up. The older generation of ninjas suffered heavy losses. Especially the top combat power. Although he still has the combat power of cage level. But his age is too old after all. Unable to fight for a long time, it is easy to sacrifice on the battlefield. Moreover, Konoha also needs a strong person to sit in the town to prevent a sneak attack. So he couldn't and didn't have the ability to go to the front line of the battlefield. So who are the people who can command the ninja army on the front line of the battlefield? Only Sannin and Konoha's White Fang. Danzos who are too old are not eligible. But Jiraiya runs away from Konoha, Tsunade suffers from hyperphobia, only Orochimaru and White Fang can use it. Now Shimura Danzo actually wants to drive White Fang to death. Is it to rely on Orochimaru to fight the war alone? What a joke. For Shimura Danzo's ambition, Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally understands. He wants to be Hokage. However, in Sarutobi Hiruzen's view, people who do things without compromise can't stand in the sun to gain the support of everyone. No doubt, Danzo is not fit to be Hokage. But now, Danzo actually wants to be Hokage, using such vicious and despicable means to kill White Fang. This simply touches the bottom line of Sarutobi Hiruzen. And what annoyed Sarutobi Hiruzen the most? This time he appointed White Fang to carry out. Danzo also took advantage of him. So he couldn't explain the rumors. As soon as he explained, Danzo was able to smear his reputation with another gossip. Even now people are saying, why did Lord Hokage send ninjas like White Fang on such an important mission? This made Sarutobi Hiruzen worried. So he could only watch the rumors spread rapidly. White Fang was killed step by step. He let out a heavy breath, and when Sarutobi Hiruzen slowly calmed down the anger in his heart, he also began to calm down and think. That Danzo should have something behind. The price of food should not go up. He is also a Konoha shinobi, with Konoha in his heart. I will never watch so many villagers starve to death. Thinking of this, a strange color flashed in Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes. After a moment of contemplation, he continued to meditate in his heart. In that case, this may be an opportunity to beat Danzo. Danzo has gone too far this time. As Hokage I have to punish him. If you don't beat him, he's going to get even more outrageous. After making up his mind in his heart, Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression also changed. As Hokage, it's too easy for him to cut Danzo. Danzo wants to be in the sun. Want to gain huge prestige. How could he third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen allow that? Yoshimura Danzo, as the darkness of tolerance, let me stay in the darkness honestly. Since it is the root, it can never emerge from the earth. Since it's dark, give me never see the sun. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who uttered these two words in a low voice, also revealed astonishing courage as a ninja. At this point, he can only give up Konoha's White Fang. After thinking about how to deal with Danzo in his mind, Sarutobi Hiruzen thought for a moment, and then took out a piece of information, which was about Namikaze Minato. Tsunade wanted to wait until Shizune graduated from the ninja school, and then left Konoha with Shizune. In fact, I learned from Jiraiya. When Uzumaki Kushina was kidnapped by Cloud Shinobi, Namikaze Minato was the only one who noticed Uzumaki Kushina using red hair to leave a trail. Saved her from the 3 Cloud Shinobi and complimented her beautiful red hair, perfectly performing, heroes save beauty. Uzumaki Kushina's attitude towards him has since changed and she has fallen in love with him in her own red hair. It was because of this that Namikaze Minato entered the eyes of Sarutobi Hiruzen. Then Namikaze Minato was recommended to Jiraiya by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Jiraiya is indeed a teacher, even the best teacher in the ninja world. Check out Jiraiya's students, Namikaze Minato, Nagato, Yahiko, Konan, Uzumaki Naruto. Almost per capita Kage level. This shows Jiraiya's teaching talent. Under Jiraiya's tutelage, Namikaze Minato soon became Konoha Jonin. After Namikaze Minato became Jonin, Jiraiya left Konoha at ease. Minato already has the power of elite Jonin, and it's a really good talent. Well, good at body flicker technique. Maybe I can give the teacher's Flying Thunder God technique to Minato and see if he can master. Hitachi Sakumo is Konoha's White Fang. In less than 3 hours, he had obtained the corpse of an adult male with a similar shape to him. And Baizan is worthy of being Baizan. The master of medical ninjutsu has almost reached an ultimate. In less than half an hour, the corpse was reconstructed into the appearance of Hitachi Sakumo. Even the calluses on the palms and the scars on the back have been treated with great care. In the end, he used medical ninjutsu to create the appearance of suicide by cutting his abdomen. After disposing of the body, Baizan gave Hitachi Sakumo another plastic surgery and dyed his white hair brown. Looking at the unfamiliar self in the mirror, Hitachi Sakumo's face was a little surprised, and his eyes were a little complicated. It's amazing. The height, facial features, bones, skin, hair color, are all different. Not only Hitachi Sakumo was shocked, but Kakashi's mood was also complicated. Watching his father become another, and he is about to leave himself and leave Konoha. A bit of reluctance arose in his heart. At the same time, full of anger and hatred for the name Shimura Danzo. It was this despicable person who wanted to use vicious means to kill his father. If it weren't for Bai Xuanjun, his father would be dead. And even if Bai Zanjun can save his father, but still had to rely on the means of suspended animation to survive. Shimura Danzo. It's utterly abominable. Given the chance, I, Hitaki Kakashi, must kill you with my own hands. This is the first time Kakashi hates someone. The hatred is still so strong. Okay, Sakumo-san, and Kakashi. I'll go first, without disturbing the difference between your father and son. As Baizan's voice fell, Hitaki Sakumo and Kakashi also responded. In that case, goodbye Mr. Baizan. I really trouble you this time, Mr. Baizan. Listening to the words of the two, Baizan finally waved his hand and left. Leave Hitaki Sakumo and Kakashi behind. Hitaki Sakumo looked at his young son, thinking that he was about to leave, and that he would not be able to return to Konoha in the next few years, and his heart was naturally full of reluctance. The hatred for Shimura Danzo grew stronger in his heart when he thought that he had to feign death to escape. Shimura Danzo, sooner or later I will kill you. And I will never let you die so easily. I will slash you with 1,000 swords. Let you die in endless pain. Give Shimura Danzo the toughest chips in your heart. Hitaki Sakumo is an excellent ninja. An excellent ninja also means that he is never soft-hearted and decisive. These thoughts flashed through Hitaki Sakumo's mind. Of course he knows. To curse Danzo, he has a chance. But want to meet Kakashi. Opportunities are running out. Both Hitaki Sakumo and Kakashi understand this very well. Therefore, the expressions of the two are so similar at this moment. Reluctant and gentle. After a moment of silence, Hitaki Sakumo finally spoke first. Kakashi, Dad is gone in the future, you have to take care of yourself. With Baizan, you will definitely be an excellent ninja. The only thing my father worries about is whether you will starve, if you don't eat enough nutrition, if you will catch a cold, if your clothes are dirty and you won't be able to wash them. Hitaki Sakumo said a lot. It's all the little things in life, but it reveals a deep fatherly love for Kakashi. Kakashi's eyes also couldn't help showing a little sparkle, and tears were about to flow out of his eyes. He was moved, but he resisted and didn't cry. Hitaki Sakumo is talking, he is remembering. That's about it. If there is anything else missing, Kakashi, you can ask Mr. Baizan. He will definitely take care of you. Kakashi's voice was slightly choked. Father, I wrote it all down. I'll take good care of myself. When we meet next time, I will definitely become an excellent ninja. My father is out, please take care of yourself. Seeing his son like this, Hitaki Sakumo was also very moved. Well, father will take good care of himself. Kakashi, I believe in you, next time we meet, you will definitely be an excellent ninja. And my father, I will also become stronger. Do not worry. Just like what Bai Xuanjun said. War will break out in 3 years, and we will have a chance to kill Danzo. After I get the evidence, I can return to Konoha in an upright manner and clear my grievances. Well, I trust Mr. Baizan. Nodding heavily, Kakashi replied decisively. Finally, touching Kakashi's head, Hitaki Sakumo pretended to be cool and said. Okay, it's almost time, I should go too. Next time we meet, I will prepare a present for you. With a forced smile, Kakashi replied. Father, the journey is smooth sailing. Next time we meet, I will also prepare a present for your father. Last of the last, Hitaki Sakumo and Kakashi waved goodbye to each other. Then Hitaki Sakumo disappeared from Kakashi's blurred vision. Tears flow out. Kakashi returned to the room. Cried all night. The next morning, Konoha's White Fang Hitaki Sakumo committed suicide by cutting his belly. Spread the entire Konoha. White Fang died really fast. Faster than I thought. It seems that I still overestimate him. In the root base, Danzo looked at the information in his hand with a disdainful and contemptuous expression. Although he knew that rumors would definitely kill Hitaki Sakumo. But he didn't guess that Hitaki Sakumo died so quickly. With such a powerful force, the will is so weak. No matter how strong such a ninja is, it is still only a chess piece and cannot be used much. Such pawns stand in their way. There's really no guilt to clear him out. Only those who can ignore and control gossip are the real powerhouses. Only the real powerhouse can become a qualified Hokage and reproduce the glory of Konoha. Sarutobi Hiruzen, he's not a qualified Hokage either. How much did Hatake Sakumo do for him? Just because I was worried about my reputation, I didn't even see Hatake Sakumo this time. It's ruthless and unrighteous, cowardly and selfish. Danzo's face was full of arrogance. He put down the information in his hand, and he stretched out his right hand. The gray palms take on the texture of trees. This made Danzo's expression more confident, even arrogant and conceited. Even how much Sarutobi Hiruzen likes to calculate. This time, I will inevitably step into the trap I carefully laid out. Who would have thought that I, Danzo, actually mastered the power of wood style? With a sinister sneer at the end, Danzo stood up and walked into the darkness. The other side, there was a strange look in Orochimaru's eyes when he got the news. Although he had never met Baisan, he felt that he knew Baisan very well. Because he could feel that he and Baisan were of the same kind. So, if I were Baisan, what would I do? Of course. After all, Danzo's method is not very clever, and it can even be said to be simple and rude. Just someone with a little brain. You can guess that rumors are deliberately spread by someone. Anyone who has a certain understanding of Konoha executives can probably guess that it is Danzo. Especially Hatake Sakumo. If he knew that this rumor was spread deliberately, how could he not find out that someone was trying to frame him? There must be a lot of weirdness in this mission. So Hatake Sakumo must have guessed that it was Danzo who spread the rumors. Baisan is Kakashi's classmate. Or that Kakashi is Baisan's man. With this relationship, Baisan will not miss this opportunity to collect Hatake Sakumo as a pawn. So, Hatake Sakumo escaped with suspended animation. As expected of Mr. Baisan. Looks like the old guy Danzo won't live much longer. Saying this, Orochimaru's eyes also showed a little bit of coldness. He didn't like Danzo either. Being able to cooperate with Danzo is only because Danzo has cooperation value. There is no trust between the two sides. Orochimaru wouldn't mind getting rid of Danzo if given the chance. Now that I know Baisan wants to kill Danzo this time, then he can plan one or two well. Maybe even work with Baisan. Thinking of this, Orochimaru couldn't help raising the corners of his mouth, and said in his heart, I'm really looking forward to meeting you, Mr. Baisan. Presumably, Mr. Baisan is also looking forward to meeting me. Just when Orochimaru recited Baisan in his mind. Baisan, Kakashi, Hong Yuhi, Rin Nohara, Tsunade. Many people are in the cemetery. But the location is very biased. Obviously, Hatake Sakumo is not a Konoha hero. Third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen pretended to stand in front of the tombstone, as if it were a show. No one knew what he was thinking. Man, always complicated. After presenting a flower to Hatake Sakumo, Sarutobi Hiruzen came to Kakashi and said kindly, Kakashi, be strong, I believe you can become a good ninja. No other words were said. Perhaps he was afraid of being implicated by Hatake Sakumo's reputation. Sarutobi Hiruzen left in a hurry. Then, many of Hatake Sakumo's friends comforted Kakashi after offering flowers. Kakashi, who was wearing a mask, couldn't see his expression. But the eyes are very lonely. Although he knew that his father was not dead. But in the next few years, it was also difficult for him to see his father again. How does this make Kakashi happy? Certainly, the comfort of friends and classmates also made Kakashi feel a little warmer. But sadness outweighs warmth. Time seems to go by very fast today. Before you know it, the sun goes down. Classes start at night. Tsunade looked at Baisan with a little complexity hidden in the depths of his pupils. She could actually guess. Hatake Sakumo's death was not that simple. Rumors are deliberately spread. There's a good chance that this person is Danzo. She wants to tell Baisan her guess. But I don't want Baisan to be targeted by Danzo. Because she was afraid. Fear that Baisan will be sacrificed like her brother Nawaki. But she also knew how smart Baisan was. She is also afraid that Baisan will find out the truth and find out about Danzo. By the time, what will happen? This made Tsunade very frightened. Although Tsunade hid her emotions deeply. But he couldn't hide it from Baisan. After a slight pause, Baisan opened his mouth and said, Tsunade-sensei, don't have to worry. Sakumo-san isn't actually dead. Quote question mark question mark question mark quote. When Bison said that Hotake Sakumo is not dead, Tsunade was startled at first, and his heart was filled with waves. But looking at Bison's calm and indifferent face, he felt a bit of a matter of course in his heart. Bison is so smart. Isn't it a matter of course to discover something strange and deduce the truth? With Bison's character, isn't it a very normal thing to make plans to save Hotake Sakumo? Fake death escape, medical ninjutsu. But in a breath, Tsunade guessed the ins and outs of the matter. Then there was a hint of relief on her face. Bison is indeed Bison. With such a mind and talent, he will not die young. Won't be the same as Nawaki. Thinking of Nawaki, although there are still ripples in my heart. But it's not as serious as it used to be. As soon as I think of it, a bloody picture will emerge in my mind, which makes me feel scared and can't help trembling. It's much better now, although there is still phobia, but it is not as serious as before. This made Tsunade understand. It was Bison who healed her. A sincere and beautiful smile appeared on his face. Tsunade is sincerely happy for Bison. Bison Yi will definitely become a great ninja. Even to fulfill his dream and achieve world peace. This thought came to mind again. Tsunade was stunned for a moment, then nodded lightly. It's amazing. Looks like Bison, you've grown up. Teacher, I'm really proud of you. Listening to Tsunade complimenting himself, Bison replied very modestly. Without your careful teaching, Mr. Tsunade, I couldn't have grown up so fast. But I'm still young now, and I know that I still have many shortcomings. There is still a long way to go before I grow up in my heart. I also need to listen to your teaching, teacher. Can you grow up quickly and become an excellent adult? What about the teacher who doesn't like well-behaved, humble, smart and talkative students? Tsunade is no exception. The smile on his face brightened involuntarily. Aha, what a good boy. Finally, after praising Bison Yi, Tsunade finally started today's class. Today's lesson is about Kyongong technique. Tsunade recently discovered a technique for improving the quality of chakra using the Chang technique. This is useful for Bison. The next day, Sunagaker. Looking at the information on the scroll, Sasori's face showed an extremely complicated expression. He was shocked. Why would Hotake Sakumo, such a powerful ninja, choose to commit suicide because of rumors? It was such a weak, who was afraid of rumors and actually killed his parents. It's ridiculous. But think about it. The death of Hotake Sakumo seems strange. Sasori is a genius. Ordinary people want to learn puppet art and make puppets, it may take years, or even more than 10 years. But Sasori is different, he can easily learn puppet art at a young age and make very powerful puppets. So powerful that even Konkuro has become a jonin, still using the puppets Sasori made when he was a child, crows, black ants, and mountain pepper fish. When it comes to puppet art and puppet making, Sasori's grandmother Chio can also teach Sasori. Then the achievement on the puppet forbidden technique is completely self-taught by Sasori. Sasori is able to transform his body into an immortal puppet. The weapons all over the body are highly poisonous, and after the abdomen is transformed, there is a highly poisonous wire rope inside, which can be freely extended to attack. The back has been modified and equipped with spiral slashing, which can be used with wire rope attacks. The back is equipped with a scroll bar, which can also spray flames through the back scroll. At the heart is the regeneration core, used to make chakra, and the regeneration core can be replaced with other puppets to perform actions during the battle. However, this is also Sasori's weakness, and if he is attacked, he will be fatally wounded. Even with a weakness, but still able to show Sasori's amazing talent. And Sasori's talent doesn't stop there. He can also make puppets from other people's corpses. And it was made with the chakra attached to it, so it can completely retain all the ninjutsu and bloodline limits of this life. In the future, Sasori collected a total of 298 human puppets. And it can also develop the red secret technique in the 100 machine exercises. Use the scroll to summon hundreds of red-robed puppets to participate in battle, each with a different weapon, and their actions are controlled by the chakra line issued by the regeneration core. Due to the regeneration core in the body, even if the hundreds of puppets connected to it do not need to be controlled by fingers, the will of the puppet master can be reflected on the actions of the puppets, so hundreds of puppets can be manipulated like their own hands and feet. Because it is connected to the nucleus in the body, the will of the puppet master and the movements of the puppet are not different in time. These puppets are extremely powerful, and Sasori uses this trick to destroy a country. Such a genius Sasori. It is not difficult to speculate the truth of Hatake Sakumo's suicide. Konoha's white Fang died because of a political struggle for the position of Hokage. He doubted. So my parents died because of political struggles. He guessed. It seems very likely. He is angry. He hates. He decided to investigate. Most likely to kill his parents. Its third cage. 27 months later. Bison, who had just turned 9 years old, looked at himself in the mirror like a handsome young man, and his eyes were full of indescribable satisfaction. With a height of 1 meter 5, a tall and straight body, exquisite facial features, extraordinary temperament, gentle and graceful, the whole person looks flawless. Like a perfect gentleman. It grows so perfectly. Lightning-style super electromagnetic armament is a natural contribution. Under the strengthening of electromagnetic force, his physique has also reached an ultimate, and his physical quality has reached 50 times that of an ordinary adult male. This is also 5 times the physical fitness of a normal jonin. Coupled with the physical transformation technique, the human physiological structure can be transformed to a certain extent. This also makes Bison's appearance, cell activity, flexibility, endurance, self-healing ability, etc. far superior to ordinary jonin. More importantly, at the center of Bison's eyebrows, the original blue-purple 100 healings mark diamond mark has become translucent. And there are 719 such translucent 100 healings marks in other parts of Bison. This also means, Bison has a total of 720 100 healings marks. And in these 720 100 healings marks, the chakra storage capacity has also reached ultimate, and the qualitative change has been completed. On chakra alone, Bison already has a cage-level amount of chakra. Certainly, chakra volume is not combat power. Bison has the fighting power of elite jonin without using the Dongwang armor. In the case of using the Dongwang armor, Bison can maintain cage-level combat power for 8 hours a day. This has made Bison very satisfied. And, Bison is about to develop a ninjutsu that can give him cage-level combat power, or seal art. Sealing technique chakra reactor. The ninja's chakra cycle is a very sophisticated and complex system. And the 100 healings mark has the ability to transform the chakra circulatory system. Build 720 100 healings marks on 720 nodes of the chakra cycle system with an optimized version of 100 healings marks. I was able to reinvent the chakra cycle to a greater extent. Just like that, Bison opened 100 healings mark. Seeing the 720 lavender chakra fluorescent lights appearing all over his body, Bison's eyes couldn't help but become deeper. The splendid brilliance is reflected on the pupils, like a galaxy. Through years of research, I have discovered a special property of chakra. Chakra has special properties similar to wave-particle duality. So you can think of chakra as a kind of particle that also has a core, or a chakra core. There are also smaller chakra particles around the chakra core, which can be named neutrons, electrons, etc. Through high-intensity compression, chakra particles collide with each other, and through the rotation of electromagnetic force, a chakra nuclear reaction similar to nuclear fission can be generated. The reason why he was able to study the chakra nuclear reaction is because Bison knew that Uzumaki Naruto mastered a powerful move called heavy particle mode in the future. In terms of setting, this mode is similar to the principle of nuclear fusion, that is, the principle that the sun generates energy through nuclear fusion, combining many light particles to generate heavy particles. Ninetales completely fuses its own chakra with Naruto's chakra to create a new chakra that instantly releases a lot of energy. But Naruto's great power comes at a heavy price, quickly draining Ninetales' lives and chakra. Because chakra creates connections, new powers are bred while cutting the life of Ninetales. When the user touches the enemy's body, this new force quickly burns the enemy's chakra, consuming the enemy's cells like nuclear radiation. In the heavy particle mode, due to the large number of new chakras produced, the strength and speed are greatly improved, and the perception ability is also greatly improved, surpassing other Ninetales modes. Since chakra can produce special reactions similar to nuclear fusion, it can also produce special reactions of nuclear fission. It is also through this theory and principle Bison developed the sealing technique chakra reactor. Ability to transform the chakra cycle system into a chakra nuclear power plant, thus transforming ordinary chakra into high-quality chakra with nuclear properties, and use the sealing technique to clear the side effects of chakra radiation on itself. In this way, a substantial increase in the quality and quantity of chakra can be achieved, allowing Bison to have chakra at the level of a tailed beast. More importantly, higher quality chakra means higher quality body energy and mental energy, which means stronger body and tougher spirit. And high quality chakra is easier to carry out nature transformation, so as to derive hemorrhagic boundaries. What will this bloodline limit be? Naturally magnet style. And what does magnet style mean to Bison? Means magnet style super electromagnetic arms. Completed the sealing technique chakra reactor. It also means that Bison will have a transformation that can be called reborn. From body to spirit, from magnet style to ninjutsu. Bison will have cage-level fighting power. At most half a month, I will be able to complete the sealing technique chakra reactor. At that time, I will have the official entry into cage level. Chapter 51. Half a month later. Finally finished. The complex anatomical diagram of the human chakra circulatory system. Dense lines, words, numbers, symbols. It forms a precise figure full of logic and in line with the beauty of mathematics. This is the chakra reactor system designed by Bison. The perfect combination of sealing and electromagnetic force transforms the chakra circulatory system into a chakra nuclear power plant. Through the progressive chain reaction layer by layer, chakra is pushed to the fission reaction step by step. The corners of his mouth lifted slightly, and a smile appeared. Looking aside for the last time, jotting down the contents completely, Bison then closed the scroll. Close your eyes and stretch out your hands. Mobilize the chakra in your body to expand the super electromagnetic field. Buzz, buzz. A slight hum lingered, and 720 lavender chakra fluorescent lights appeared. Like a rippling galaxy, chakra is constantly swimming and turning in the body, like 720 tiny dragons. The electromagnetic force turns, giving chakra a push. Accompanying chakra is getting faster and faster. 720 chakra moves in a spiral orbit. Finally, they converge and collide at the golden section line and center of gravity of the human body. Boom! A roar like a thunderbolt suddenly resounded through the limbs and bones, all over the body, flesh and blood. The lavender brilliance of the 720 healings marks became more and more dazzling. Sealing opened. It made Bison's body seem to form an enchantment. Not only does it absorb all the shock waves generated by the collision of chakra, it is more capable of carrying electromagnetic force, with faster speed and higher power, all rushing towards the chakra convergence. Boom! Another thunderous roar sounded. It was at this moment that Bison turned the super electromagnetic field with all his strength, pushing chakra into a fission reaction. But in an instant, a strand of high-quality chakra is born in a fission reaction. Its temperature, its motion, its energy, its radiation. When the first fission chakra was born. In other words, the chakra reactor starts operating. A steady stream of fission chakra was born. When the sun rising in the east does not penetrate the horizon in the west. The chakra in Bison's body was also transformed into fission chakra. High-quality fission chakra replaces the original chakra and continues to maintain the operation of the chakra circulatory system. Physical energy and spiritual energy combine into chakra, and chakra enters the chakra reactor, where it is transformed into fission chakra. Fission chakra enters the chakra circulatory system. A portion goes into the 100 healings mark for accumulation. Part of it is retransformed into physical and mental energy, which in turn strengthens the body and spirit. Run the chakra reactor at this rate. I'll have a tailed beast chakra in at most a year. And this year's time is just right for me to upgrade lightning-style electromagnetic arms to magnet-style electromagnetic arms. With the operation of the chakra reactor, Bison only felt that he was getting stronger all the time, every minute and every second. This feeling makes Bison very enjoy and immerse in it. But Bison's brain is calm and rational. With the work of brain cells, Bison can easily calculate the upper limit of the improvement that the chakra reactor can bring to him. At this time, the familiar knock on the door entered Baizan's ears. Baizan's expression changed slightly, a gentle smile appeared on his flawless face, and he got up and opened the door. Tsunade-sensei, I finally completed the sealing technique Chakra reactor. Looking at the faint smile on Baizan's face, listening to Baizan's joyful and pleasant voice, he felt the turbulent, passionate, majestic and vast chakra in Baizan's body. On Tsunade's delicate face, there was a bit of reluctance in addition to happiness. Because she knows, both Baizan and Shizune are about to graduate. This also means that she is leaving Konoha. She was really reluctant to leave Baizan. But she has nothing to teach Baizan anymore. Congratulations Baizan, now you have the fighting power of cage level. Compared to the teacher, I'm already weak. This also means that you have already left the apprenticeship. With that said, Tsunade finally took out a scroll, which was a summoning scroll. This is the graduation ceremony that the teacher has prepared for you, and it is also the last technique I can teach, the summoning technique. Looking at Tsunade, who was smiling and reluctant to part, looking at the summoning scroll that was handed to him by Tsunade, Baizan's heart also had some ripples. Baizan knows what this summoning scroll represents. The Shibone Forest represents one of the 3 holy places. Represents the Katsuyu sage who has lived from the era of sage of 6 paths to the present. Represents sage mode and magic that utilizes natural energy. It's part of my plan. It is an indispensable power puzzle to surpass cage level. Baizan was rude, took the summoning scroll, and said with a reluctant and free voice. Summoning technique doesn't need to be taught, I learned it at a glance. But I really like this apprenticeship ceremony. Thank you Tsunade-sensei. After thanking him, Baizan also picked up the scroll on the table and handed it to Tsunade. Tsunade-sensei, this is the farewell gift I prepared for you. After accepting it, you must practice hard. It's a lot harder than the summoning technique. Tsunade, who is familiar with Baizan, naturally knows what is recorded in this scroll. It is recorded that as long as you learn it, you can have the sealing technique of cage-level combat, the Chakra reactor. This is a powerful ninjutsu that transcends the times. It is the precious knowledge that enables an ordinary ninja to build a ninja family. Although the knowledge he taught to Baizan and the resources he gave to Baizan are also precious. But, this is Baizan's sincere intention. Teacher accepted. Pretending to be bold and accepting this parting gift. Although Tsunade also knew that what Baizan said was not wrong. This technique is much more complicated than the summoning technique. But she also knew that the foundation of this technique was 100 healings mark. Therefore, she also has the confidence and grasp to learn this technique. After all, she is Tsunade Haim, one of the Sannin. Although he pretended to be bold, the reluctance on Tsunade's face was so prominent. Just looking at Baizan silently, Tsunade paused and said, "Kindness, it seems that I have already said what I should teach you and what I should tell you. You're graduating soon, and you're about to officially become a ninja soon. It's really emotional to say it. I've already inquired. Your guide, Jonin, is Namikaze Minato, a student of Jiraiya and a very good ninja. Following him, you should be able to learn a lot. As for your teammates, it's Kakashi and Yuhi Hong. In the case of Nohara Rin, it was assigned to Konoha Hospital. The next way, the teacher will not accompany you. You don't have to worry about the teacher. If you want the teacher, you can also contact me through Immortal Katsuyu. That's about it. Do you have anything else to tell my teacher?" The smile on his face became softer and softer, and his voice became softer like a smile. Today's parting is for a better encounter in the future. Tsunade-sensei, I think you will be contacted by Immortal Katsuyu. I also hope that the next time we meet, I can see a better and stronger Tsunade teacher. The introduction of Baizan into Tsunade's ears made Tsunade even more moved. Next time we meet, teacher, I also hope to see a stronger and more mature Baizan. Kindness, no class today. Let's walk around Konoha with the teacher. It is good. At this time, the sun has just set, and the scenery of Konoha is just right. As time flows, the moon rises and the stars appear. Quiet and beautiful. The next day, Tsunade left Konoha with Shizune. Baizan, Kakashi, Hong Yuhi, and Rin Nohara graduated from the ninja school together. As Tsunade said, Nohara Lin was assigned to Konoha Hospital. Baisan, Kakashi, and Hong Yuhi formed a ninja team and met their guide Jonin, Namikaze Minato. Certainly. Actually, Baisan should call Namikaze Minato his teacher by convention. But Baisan was a student of Tsunade, and Namikaze Minato was a student of Jiraiya. So according to seniority, Namikaze Minato is Baisan's brother. So as soon as we met, Namikaze Minato showed a smile like a little son. Baisan, I have long admired you. You are Tsunade-sama's student, and I'm Jiraiya-sensei's student. You can call me senior brother or captain in the future. Okay, Minato-san. Facing Namikaze Minato, Baisan replied with an equally sunny smile. Immediately, Namikaze Minato turned a small sun-like smile at Kakashi and Yuhika again. As for Kakashi and Hong, you can call me teacher or captain. Please pay more attention in the future. Yes, Minato-sensei. Okay, Mr. Minato. Kakashi and Hong replied with kindness. Kindness. Nodding with satisfaction, Namikaze Minato pondered for 2 seconds and said. Actually, I like to introduce myself too much. We might as well get to know each other in the future. Although I know that your strength is very strong, far exceeding the level of genin. But as your guide Jonin and captain, I still want to have a general understanding of your abilities and strengths. So let's do a simple test next. With that said, Namikaze Minato took out a bell. Then he opened his mouth and said, all you have to do is grab this bell from me. Is that okay? Looking at the bell in Namikaze Minato's hand, the curvature of Baisan's mouth also rose a few degrees. It's actually a problem. I think Brother Minato may have underestimated our strength. I know that there is still a lot of ability, quality, and experience in Brother Minato that I can learn from. But in terms of combat effectiveness, I am still very confident. Maybe Minato-san isn't as strong as me. Baisan's words came out. Both Kakashi and Yuhiko showed trust in Baisan. As for Namikaze Minato, his expression was a bit complicated. He admits that Baisan is very talented, even a genius better than him. But Baisan has just graduated. Still so young. No matter how talented he is, he can't be better than me, right? Only, recalling the intelligence about Baisan, Namikaze Minato felt that Baisan was not the kind of person who likes to talk big. He never does anything unsure. That is, he is stronger than elite Jonin Namikaze Minato. But, Baisan he should not know. I have mastered Flying Thunder God technique. It's not me anymore. It's just that Namikaze Minato has his own self-confidence. But he didn't underestimate Baisan either. Because he knows Baisan masters lightning-style electromagnetic armament, a ninjutsu that can affect metal by manipulating electromagnetic force. Flying Thunder God technique requires Flying Thunder God Kunai as the carrier of Flying Thunder God technique. So to some extent, Baisan is a restraint of the Flying Thunder God technique. It's just his speed that Namikaze Minato is most proud of. Not only the movement speed, but also the reaction speed. Even knowing that Baisan restrains the Flying Thunder God technique to a certain extent. But Namikaze Minato still believes that his transcendent movement speed and reaction speed are enough to defeat Baisan. Even if Baisan can restrain the Flying Thunder God technique, he can also preempt him, leaving him no time to restrain himself. Thinking of this, Namikaze Minato also had a little wariness in his eyes. So, Senior Brother Baisan, do you want to duel with Senior Brother me? Listening to Namikaze Minato's words, Baisan naturally would not refuse, but replied in a calm and confident tone. Certainly, but it can't be said to be a heads-up, it's just to learn 1 or 2. Upon receiving Baisan's reply, a smile appeared on Namikaze Minato's face. Very good, then let's learn a thing or 2. The dialogue between Baisan and Namikaze Minato successfully made Kakashi and Yuhiko look expectant. Especially Kakashi. He never beat Baisan. Every time, Baisan is easily defeated. So he only knew that Baisan was stronger than himself. But I don't know how much stronger Baisan is than himself. Baisan's strength, what level did it reach? He also knew Namikaze Minato's reputation. The reputation is not small, and the strength is definitely not weak, at least much stronger than himself. That being the case, maybe Namikaze Minato can let Baisan Jun show his true strength. So, I can also see how far apart I am from Mr. Baisan. As for the red sunset, although she is also eager to know how strong Bison Jun is. But she prefers to see Bison take his time and show his mighty stance in battle. Such a calm and powerful posture is really very handsome, which can make her indulge in it, and her soul trembles. Kakashi, Hong, please stay away. Okay, Mr. Bison. Yes, Mr. Bison. When the two retreated dozens of meters, only Bison and Namikaze Minato were left on the training ground. Taking out a Flying Thunder God Kunai, Namikaze Minato smiled at Bison. Let's start right away. Okay, Minato-san. With the brief dialogue falling, Namikaze Minato threw the Flying Thunder God Kunai in his hand directly. Have to say, Namikaze Minato's kunai throwing technique is superb. Even more superb than the vast majority of Uchihas who have Sharingan. That tricky angle, that amazing speed. I'm afraid Namikaze Minato can easily kill Chunin with just the kunai throwing technique. Certainly, for Bison, a mere kunai is naturally not a threat. Even if this kunai is the Flying Thunder God Kunai. He stretched out his hands, forming a Chen seal. But in an instant, the chakra reactor suddenly accelerated. Fission chakra immediately transformed into a majestic and vast electromagnetic force. The terrifying super electromagnetic armament unfolded. Crackling, crackle, the condensed thunder is imprisoned by electromagnetic force, forming a gorgeous and cool thunder suit. Super electromagnetic fields are invisible though. But electromagnetism is real. This is an extremely large, extremely vast, powerful force like an ocean wave. Under the action of electromagnetic force, the air in a radius of 100 meters seemed to be still and could not be inhaled by any substance. This is obviously a shocking sense of oppression. This made Kakashi and Yuhika retreat in fear and shock. Even if this momentum is not aimed at them. But this terrifying sense of oppression, just being felt, made them unable to restrain their instinctive fear and shock. Is this the power of Lord Bison? So powerful, so terrifying. If Lord Bison unleashes his true momentum, don't talk about doing it, I'm afraid I can't even stand firm. It's just too powerful. As for Yuri Hong, amidst fear and shock, her admiration for Bison continued to soar. The uncontrolled secretion of chemicals in the body affects the thinking of Yuhika's brain. Ah, is this the real power of Lord Bison? Such an aura full of oppression, such a calm and powerful gesture. Really handsome. I can't control my own heart anymore. It jumps so fast, although Kakashi and Yuhi Hong both felt the oppressive power of Bison. But they didn't know how powerful Bison was. Only Namikaze Minato understood. Bison has stepped into cage level. What an incredible thing this is. Bison is just 9 years old and has just graduated from the ninja school. He actually already has the combat power of cage level. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he would never have believed it. But now the truth was in front of his eyes. He has to believe if he doesn't believe it. It's just that Namikaze Minato is Namikaze Minato after all. He didn't throw in the towel right away. Instead, it is full of fighting spirit and impassioned. Who I am Namikaze Minato, a Konoha shinobi who pursues the name of Hokage. What if Bison has stepped into the cage level? Am I not cage level? Even if Bison's ninjutsu restrains Flying Thunder God technique. But is the battle between ninjas just to see if there is restraint in the ninjutsu of both sides? Do not. The battle between ninjas is a competition of strength and wisdom. I will never give up easily. What I do best, just take the chance. Get an upgrade. This time, no exception. Say no more nonsense. Watching Flying Thunder God Kunai hovering in front of Bison, Namikaze Minato's figure disappeared in a flash. This is time-space ninjutsu Flying Thunder God technique. Appears behind Flying Thunder God Kunai, holding the kunai with one hand. Whoosh. This is not the Flying Thunder God technique. It's the body flicker technique, and it's not just an ordinary body flicker technique. It's the exclusive body flicker technique optimized by Namikaze Minato. The speed is far beyond the imagination of ordinary Jonin. After the figure disappeared, dozens of Flying Thunder God Kunai were suddenly thrown out. From all directions, shoot at Bison. But under the action of super electromagnetic field, it is impossible for these Flying Thunder God Kunai to get close to Bison. That's really fast, but only for ordinary ninjas. He thought to himself. Bison kept his calm attitude. Just a thought, those flying thunder god kunai were controlled by Bison. Still suspended in midair, under the pressure of super electromagnetic field. Then, bang, bang, quote. Broken like glass. A large number of metal fragments were crafted, and turned quickly under Bison's control. The gust of wind suddenly set off. This is a storm made of metal, which can easily crush flesh and blood into slag. Under the metal storm, Namikaze Minato can only dodge constantly using the body flicker technique. Looking at the spectacular scene in front of him, Kakashi stared straight, his eyes widened, not daring to blink, as if he had missed any wonderful detail. Minato-sensei is too fast. There's also the kunai used by Minato-sensei, which seems to be a special kind of kunai that even allows Minato-san to teleport. Could this be the time-space ninjutsu flying thunder god technique developed by second Hokage? Senju Tobirama is Hokage after all. The ninjutsu he developed is naturally famous. In particular, the flying thunder god technique, a rare time-space ninjutsu in the ninja world, also gave Senju Tobirama the terrifying name of the fastest speed in the ninja world. Kakashi naturally heard of it. Therefore, when he recognized that Namikaze Minato was using the flying thunder god technique, he was also a little excited. This is the flying thunder god technique. Second Hokage gained the title of the fastest speed in the ninja world with this technique. Then, can Mr. Minato also become the #1 speed in the ninja world with this technique? To know, this is, first, the title of #1 is really loud and handsome. Certainly, Kakashi, the master of lightning-style electromagnetic armor, actually knows how strong Bison's ability to control metal is. Flying Thunder God technique is fast, and it also requires the help of Flying Thunder God kunai to start. So Mr. Bison restrained Mr. Minato. Under the circumstances that it is difficult to use the Flying Thunder God technique, Mr. Minato's speed is still so amazing. This also shocked Kakashi's heart. Mr. Minato is really strong. He can use the body flicker technique without restrictions. This is really fast. And not only is he moving fast, Mr. Minato's reaction speed is also amazing. If it were me, I would have been defeated by such an intensive attack by Lord Bison long ago. But speaking of it, is this the true power of Lord Bison? To be able to control the electromagnetic force so easily, and even crush Minato-sensei's Flying Thunder God kunai with it. This terrifying ability to control. As long as there is metal on the enemy's body, Mr. Bison can easily dominate the metal and kill the enemy in an instant. Powerful, really powerful. Kakashi had already noticed the storage scroll on Minato. If Minato-sensei hadn't put the Flying Thunder God kunai in the storage scroll, he would have lost. But Namikaze Minato is Namikaze Minato. Other ninjas, or rather a fair number of ninjas, don't carry a storage scroll with you and put all your weapons in it. Certainly, even Namikaze Minato is strong and fast. Facing Bison, he could only keep running away. It seems easy to see who is stronger and who is weaker. Even Kakashi can see the strength of Namikaze Minato. But I have to admit, Bison calmly uses the electromagnetic force to dominate the metal to carry out a large-scale attack. So powerful, so handsome. It was as if he was the god who dominated everything and dominated everything. Hong Yuhi's reaction verifies this. That worship looks like a believer worshipping a god. How fanatical, how devout, how great. If you are fortunate enough to be able to dedicate everything to the gods, that believer must be able to feel the supreme glory. Seeing that Namikaze Minato has been looking for his own flaws, Bison immediately raised the corner of his mouth slightly and made a faint smile. Minato-san, if you don't do your best, you're going to lose. When Bison's voice entered Namikaze Minato's ears, Namikaze Minato frowned slightly, although he hasn't given it his all. But now the strength of the two sides has become very obvious. His overall strength is weaker than Bison. Even if he still has a chance to defeat Bison with his rich combat experience and flexible tactics. But weak comprehensive strength is weak comprehensive strength. This fact is not changed by another fact. More importantly, Bison's talent is clearly stronger than his. Even if he can beat Bison this time, what about next time? In the future, Bison seems bound to surpass him. And it's almost impossible to catch up to Bison himself. Certainly, Namikaze Minato also knows, If Bison were dead, these assumptions would no longer exist. But his mind was not so dark. Bison is a Konoha shinobi follower, a companion, a teammate. So he hoped that Bison could live well, live into the future and become a strong man in the world of ninjas. Even become a Hokage, although Namikaze Minato's dream is Hokage. But his consciousness is very high. If Bison is stronger than himself, then Bison should be Hokage. As for myself, what else can you do but accept and bless? Taking a deep breath, these distracting thoughts were cleared up in an instant. Looking at the calm Bison, Namikaze Minato replied earnestly. I'll do my best. Brother Bison, you have to be careful. Senior brother, I won't lose so easily. As soon as these words fell, Namikaze Minato's figure suddenly disappeared. When he reappeared, he was holding a flying thunder god kunai in his mouth, his hands stretched out and turned into a phantom. Shuriken Shadow Clone Technique. The moment when the seal was completed, Namikaze Minato had nothing to lose with Flying Thunder God. But in an instant, hundreds of thousands of Flying Thunder God kunai poured towards Bison like a rain of arrows. Such a scene. It also made Bison's eyes narrow slightly, and a little more seriousness appeared in his pupils. As soon as the mind moves, the super electromagnetic field flows. Boom! The body of Flying Thunder God kunai was shattered like glass. The remaining Flying Thunder God kunai shadow clone also turned into wisps of clear smoke. Bison knew that Namikaze Minato used this move just to block the line of sight and get a chance. As predicted, taking this opportunity, Namikaze Minato bypassed the metal storm and came to Bison's left. The blue chakra condensed into balls in Namikaze Minato's palm and spun at high speed. This trick is Rasengan. Facing the basketball-sized Rasengan, Bison just stretched out his hand. The thunder suit covers Bison's body, including his palms. The palm that was wrapped and protected by the thunder blocked Rasengan in such an understatement. Zzzzzzz. Rasengan's irregular high-speed spiral, thunder condenses into substance under the restraint of electromagnetic force. The terrifying force gathered in Bison's palm, and the harsh friction sounded continuously. The chakra reactor runs at high speed, and the high-energy fission chakra floods into the palm of the hand under Bison's control. Then, boom, Rasengan. Just like that, Bison got pissed off. Accompanied by a loud explosion, the strong shock wave suddenly set off the airflow, raging in all directions. Bison easily endured the reaction force. But Namikaze Minato flew backwards helplessly. Under Bison's control, a large number of metal fragments suddenly condensed into a huge palm. Grabbed hard at Namikaze Minato. It's just that Namikaze Minato in midair couldn't take advantage of it. But he is not without his back. In the next instant, Namikaze Minato suddenly disappeared in place. This is not the body flicker technique. It's Flying Thunder God technique. The brain was running fast, and Bison recalled Namikaze Minato's two previous anomalies. Immediately, Bison turned around abruptly, clasping his fingers together and clenching his fists. Blast! Crackling! Crackle! The azure blue thunder light suddenly flourished, and the violent thunder showed a terrifying momentum. Namikaze Minato, who just appeared behind Bison, felt the furious thunder that was approaching Chi-Chi. There seemed to be a small burst of electricity that sputtered on Namikaze Minato's face. Namikaze Minato couldn't help but frown. The reaction speed is so fast. This idea just came up. Rasengan and Thunder Fist collided together. Boom! A more terrifying explosion rose, and the powerful shock wave set off a gust of wind visible to the naked eye. The strong winds crisscrossed and swirled wildly, stirring the air, creating air currents, which rubbed against each other and made a sharp, ear-piercing whistle. Woo! Woo! The dust and smoke were rolled up, tumbling and rising with the gust of wind. Such an amazing scene really opened Kakashi's eyes. What a fast speed, what a terrifying reaction, what an amazing power. Is this the strength of Mr. Minato and Mr. Bison? It's really too strong. I want to have such power too. As for Yuhika, the heart and soul have long since fallen. Namikaze Minato flew backwards again. But the figure disappeared again in midair. I didn't even look at where Namikaze Minato disappeared. Bison's figure also disappeared. And in the next second, Bison appeared at the same time as Namikaze Minato. At this moment, Namikaze Minato was already strangled by fate. Certainly, the fate here is Baisan. Released his palm, Baisan showed a polite and slightly apologetic smile, saying, I gave it to Minato-san. Although a little embarrassed, Namikaze Minato accepted his failure quite calmly. To lose is to lose. Nothing to be unhappy about. Baisan is really strong, and he is really not as good as others. But seeing Baisan floating in midair with his feet off the ground, Namikaze Minato couldn't help but feel a strong emotion in his heart. Mr. Baisan is really talented. You are so powerful at such a young age, and he still shows the demeanor of a strong man. Even at this age, Shodai should not be as strong as Baisan-jun. It's really amazing. If Baisan-kun can become a new generation of ninja gods, even beyond ninja gods. Thinking of this, Namikaze Minato no longer dared to think about it. What is the name of the strong man who surpassed the god of ninjas? Is it God? Lost to a young god? Shame, no shame. Think of the scene where Baisan crushed Rasengan with his palm and smashed Rasengan with his fist. A look of relief flashed across Namikaze Minato's eyes. Gently exhaling a turbid breath, Namikaze Minato looked at Baisan and replied. I still underestimated Mr. Baisan. Mr. Baisan, your talent and strength are beyond my imagination. I surrender. That's when Namikaze Minato conceded defeat. Kakashi and Hong Yuhi also came behind Baisan. Namikaze Minato's loss didn't come as a surprise to them. Because at the beginning of the battle, Baisan suppressed Namikaze Minato with a calm attitude. They even thought it was amazing how Namikaze Minato could last so long in Baisan's hands. Although Namikaze Minato lost to Baisan, but they also saw the strength of Namikaze Minato. It also made them look at Namikaze Minato with a little more respect. As for Namikaze Minato, he looked at Baisan, since Baisan was stronger than him. Then he won't have to test Baisan. So he set his sights on Kakashi and read. After a little while, Namikaze Minato said, Jun Baisan is very powerful, stronger than me. Although I lost, I also roughly know Baisan's ability and strength. Saying this, Namikaze Minato's tone froze slightly. So it's your turn next. Just now, Lord Baisan said that I underestimated your strength. So the next test is to come one by one. Otherwise, I will lose once, and I will be embarrassed to continue to be your guide Jonin. Have to say, Namikaze Minato's cold joke is really cold. Baisan, Kakashi, and Hong Yuhi didn't even laugh. Kindness. Kakashi, can you start first? Hearing Namikaze Minato's question, Kakashi nodded seriously and earnestly. Although he has conceded that his strength is not weak. Although Namikaze Minato just lost to Baisan. But Kakashi doesn't consider himself stronger than Namikaze Minato. He won't turn down Namikaze Minato's test. Not to take the Namikaze Minato test lightly. Yes, Mr. Minato. Since Namikaze Minato was about to test Kakashi, Baisan grabbed Hong Yuhi's wrist lightly. The super electromagnetic field suddenly turned, and Baisan and Yuhi Hong disappeared immediately, appearing 100 meters away from Namikaze Minato and Kakashi. After letting go, Baisan saw Kakashi pull out his short sword. Looking at this short sword, Namikaze Minato's eyes also showed a little strange color. Hotake Sakumo's funeral. He is there too. And before Hotake Sakumo was alive, Namikaze Minato also performed missions with him. Holding the short sword named White Fang, Hotake Sakumo is powerful and cold. Like a mighty beast, rip apart all enemies in front of you with its sharp white fang. No one can resist the white light of the short sword. It was also that he recalled Hotake Sakumo's powerful posture. Facing Kakashi in front of him, Namikaze Minato's eyes were also a little more serious. Then, he saw Kakashi with his hands turned into phantoms, and blue and white lightning burst out from all over his body. Zzzz, zzz. The thunder sounded like 1,000 birds chirping in unison. The violent and shining thunder and lightning completely enveloped Kakashi. Chidori mode. On. This is the strongest lightning style Kakashi has developed so far. It is also the pinnacle of the Chidori series of ninjutsu. After turning on the Chidori mode, Kakashi can not only gain a huge increase in physical fitness, strength, speed, etc. It is more able to gain the power to control thunder and lightning, and can release all Chidori series ninjutsu, Chidori, Chidori Ryu, Chidori Sharp Spear, etc. It was Kakashi's gesture that made Namikaze Minato's pupils shrink. As Bai Xuanjin said, I really underestimated Kakashi and read. Kakashi's strength has actually reached the level of Jonin. It's amazing. Stronger than me when I was 9. That's when Namikaze Minato thought secretly in his heart. Kakashi suddenly disappeared in place like a ball of lightning. Whoosh! Lightning streaks through the void at an astonishingly fast speed. More importantly, the short sword in Kakashi's hand has a large amount of bursting current that converges and compresses. Chidori White Fang. This is the perfect combination of Chidori series ninjutsu and White Fang swordsmanship. The blasting thunderbolt was compressed into an ultimate, and Kakashi slashed out. The pure white thunderbolt was like the sharp fangs of a beast, biting fiercely towards Namikaze Minato in front of him. Lightning flashed across the void, and in the blink of an eye, it spanned dozens of meters. Seeing this familiar yet unfamiliar attack, Namikaze Minato couldn't help feeling emotional. Kakashi is indeed the son of Konoha's White Fangya Hitaki Sakumo. The young age not only mastered the essence of White Fang swordsmanship, but also introduced new ones, making White Fang swordsmanship to a higher level. If it is not too young, physical fitness, chakra quantity, master ability to characterize chakra lightning style, etc. are all insufficiency. His strength is definitely more than Jonin. If nothing else, Kakashi must be able to step into the cage level before adulthood. This is another genius who does not lose to himself. Namikaze Minato also felt heartfelt happiness when he thought that Muyi Tien was born in large numbers. Future Konoha. It will surely become more prosperous. Certainly, although Namikaze Minato has absolute confidence that he can beat Kakashi. But it was a battle after all, and he would never take Kakashi lightly. Concentrating, his expression became serious. His hands turned into phantoms in an instant, and dozens of flying thunder god kunai suddenly shot out. The figure of Namikaze Minato also disappeared in place, easily dodging Chidori White Fang. Facing this move by Namikaze Minato, Kakashi was well prepared. Chidori Magnetic. As soon as the left hand is stretched, the lightning quickly rotates, the magnetic field line is cut, and a strong electromagnetic force is suddenly generated. Although Kakashi cannot directly crush Flying Thunder God Kunai into slag with electromagnetic force, but using electromagnetic force to attract these Flying Thunder God Kunai can still be done. When dozens of Flying Thunder God Kunai were drawn to the front of Kakashi's left hand, Namikaze Minato's figure appeared unsurprisingly. Take this opportunity. Kakashi used Chidori White Fang again. With a single slash, the fang-like lightning flashed across the void, tearing the airflow. Although Namikaze Minato knew he could dodge this trick with the body flicker technique, seeing the change in Kakashi's face changed his mind. The blue chakra suddenly gathered. Rasengan. Rasengan and Chidori suddenly collided. Boom. Accompanied by a roar. These two astonishing forces were actually deadlocked. Rasengan and short sword, high-speed spiral and burst lightning. Zizizi. Zizizi. The harsh friction made Kakashi and Namikaze Minato frown. What a powerful ninjutsu. Such an amazing chakra form change. Minato teacher is also an incredible genius. Kakashi knows himself. If it weren't for Baizan's help, he couldn't have developed so many ninjutsu skills. And Minato sensei was able to develop such a powerful ninjutsu by himself. It was enough to make him admire. As for Namikaze Minato, at this time, there was a strong sense of awe. There are countless geniuses in the ninja world. Kakashi was able to develop ninjutsu comparable to Rasengan at such a young age, or even more perfect. It's really much stronger than I was back then. Even if I have some achievements, I can't be proud of myself. I must be humble and know how to be revered. Maybe Kakashi developed these ninjutsu with the help of Jun Baizan. But did Namikaze Minato have no one to help him on his spiritual path? Jiraiya, Sarutobi Hiruzen, and Uzumaki Yukina. These thoughts flashed through Kakashi and Namikaze Minato's minds. Because in the next instant, Rasengan and Chidori White Fang have finally reached a limit. Then, boom, an amazing explosion occurred. The bursting current sputtered in all directions, and the strong airflow made a sharp hiss. Fierce tortoise cracks appeared on the ground, and the dust and smoke were raised high, rolling and rising with the aftermath. Kakashi stepped back in embarrassment. Namikaze Minato suddenly disappeared in place using the body flicker technique. With Namikaze Minato's reaction speed and movement speed, he was actually able to seize this opportunity to defeat Kakashi. But it's not a fight, it's a test. So when Namikaze Minato's figure reappeared, he had a Flying Thunder God Kunai in his mouth. Turn your hands into phantoms and quickly seal. Shuriken Shadow Clone Technique. The moment when the seal was completed, Namikaze Minato had nothing to lose with Flying Thunder God. But in an instant, hundreds of Flying Thunder God Kunai poured down Kakashi like a rain of arrows. Kakashi, who had just stood firm, watched this scene, his pupils shrank slightly, and then he quickly stabbed the short sword. Thousands of birds. Zzzz, zzz. The thunder and lightning spread in a fan shape, overwhelming the sky and covering the front. Hundreds of thousands of Flying Thunder God Kunai turned into wisps of smoke in an instant. But the body of the Flying Thunder God Kunai passed through the grid formed by the Chidori flow. Flying Thunder God Technique. Namikaze Minato, who appeared in front of Kakashi, didn't hesitate, with a Rasengan the size of a basketball in the palm of his hand. And Kakashi also seized the opportunity given to him by Namikaze Minato and resorted to his strongest move that he had not yet fully mastered. Mystery Chidori Reikiri. Chidori died, and the highly compressed explosive thunderbolts in the silence turned from white to dark blue, terrifying thunder. The dazzling thunder light formed a dark blue light sphere. Under the ravages of thunder, the large strata sagged, and the dense cracks of the tortoise spread in all directions. More dust and smoke rose high, rolling and rising. Although Kakashi and Namikaze Minato cannot be seen with the eyes. But Baizen was able to sense the magnetic field of the two. Kakashi lost. There is not much chakra left in Namikaze Minato. Certainly, neither was injured. When the dust and smoke fell, the thunder light disappeared. The somewhat embarrassed Kakashi's face was very pale. Although Namikaze Minato was not injured, there were a few charred gaps in his clothes. Miss Minato, I lost. Namikaze Minato breathed a sigh of relief, and then showed a sunny smile like a small sun, saying, "It's just a test, there's no winning or losing. Kakashi, you are very good. At the same age, I am not as strong as you, teacher." Hearing Namikaze Minato's praise, Kakashi also showed a smile. "Thank you for your compliment, Mr. Minato." Looking at Kakashi, Namikaze Minato's smile became more and more friendly. "It's not a compliment, it's a fact." When this sentence entered Kakashi's ears, Kakashi paused slightly, then nodded slightly in response. At the same time, Baizen also brought Yuhi Hong to Namikaze Minato. Looking at Namikaze Minato, Hong Yuhi was a little nervous. Her fighting power is not strong, it can even be said that she is far inferior to Kakashi, let alone Baizen. And she also saw the strength of Namikaze Minato. Fighting Namikaze Minato, she has no chance of winning. It is even possible to be killed in one move. That would be too humiliating, she didn't want to lose face in front of Baizen. As for Namikaze Minato, at this time, I looked at Yuhi Hong, and my heart was a little uneasy. There is not much chakra left in his body, if Yuhika's fighting power is beyond his expectations. Wouldn't he lose to Kurenai Yuhi? If you really lose, that would be a little trickier. Certainly, looking at the nervous look on Yuhika's face, Namikaze Minato felt that Yuhika's fighting power should not be very good. Most likely just a chunin. It's just that Baizen and Kakashi's previous experience, he didn't dare to take it lightly. "Hong, can I take the test after I take a break, teacher?" Namikaze Minato smiled warmly. Hong Yuhi naturally has no objection. "Good, teacher Minato." It could be seen that Hong Yuhi was a little nervous, and Baizen immediately comforted him gently. "Don't be so nervous, this is just a test, Mr. Minato won't make a fool of yourself." With Baizen's comfort, Yuhi Hong also relaxed a lot. 20 minutes later, Namikaze Minato is about to rest. The final test has also begun. Yuhika's taijutsu is completely unable to resist Namikaze Minato. However, her illusions can cause some trouble for Namikaze Minato. But just being able to make some trouble. Certainly. As Baizen said, Namikaze Minato just wanted to test Yuhika's ability and fighting ability. Therefore, even if he could kill Hong Yuhi with one move, he would not do it. Rather, it was a production opportunity for Yuhika to show her strength. Not as good as Baizen and Kakashi's tests, but much better than the average genin. When Namikaze Minato's flying thunder god kunai hangs around Yuhika's neck. Today's test is over. Looking at Baisan, Kakashi, and Yuhi Hong in front of him. The smile on Namikaze Minato's face is also getting warmer. They are all very good kids. To be able to be their guide Jonin. Not only easy, but lucky. Nodding with satisfaction, Namikaze Minato said immediately. In order to celebrate the establishment of the Minato class, let me invite you to a barbecue. All three of Baisan have no objection. Then, the group came to the barbecue shop. Eating barbecued meat, Baisan began to think about his future. It will take a year for the chakra reactor to allow me to have a tailed beast level chakra. In this year, my task is to deduce the magnet style, and at the same time upgrade the lightning style super electromagnetic arms to magnet style super electromagnetic arms. But it is not difficult for me to deduce magnet style and upgrade magnet style and super electromagnetic armament. I can get it done in 4 months at the most. So what am I supposed to do with the remaining 8 months? Kindness. The first task is naturally sage mode. Tsunade-sensei gave me the summoning scroll of Shitbone Forest before leaving. Although I've signed up, I haven't been to Shitbone Forest yet. When I deduce magnet style and complete magnet style super electromagnetic arms, I will go to Shibone Forest. Speaking of, Baisan is still very curious about immortals. The 3 immortals of the 3 holy places. Great Toad Sage, White Snake Immortal, and Katsuyu Immortal. But they are all old monsters that have lived since the Sage of 6 Paths period. That is, the first 3 immortals did not have chakra. Their power comes from natural energy. So, how do they get chakra? Rely on devour. And also, they have lived for so long, they should be very aware of the history of this world. There is no authoritative history book in this world. Perhaps the truth of history is known only to these immortals who have lived from the Sage of 6 Paths period to the present. Baisan wanted to know the history of this world. During such a long time, how many precious secrets and treasures are hidden in the end? The world has wires, watches, refrigerators, movies, trains, many technological creations. Baisan has read a lot of books and consulted a lot of materials, but still can't fully understand the development history of this world. Because the power of chakra is too powerful. It is a power that does not belong to human beings. But it was shared with humans by Sage of 6 Paths. Intelligent human beings are undoubtedly a race full of creativity. After obtaining chakra, human beings can use chakra to create many creations that transcend the laws of development. For example, the ninja with extraordinary strength, the Angkor fortress that can fly and can fire energy cannons, the Greer load records war weapons similar to mecha, and so on. And these chakra technological creations are the treasures that Baisan yearns for. If you want to thoroughly study chakra, the history of chakra's development is naturally very important information and data. According to Baisan's rough speculation, the history of this world is divided into 3 stages. The first stage, the Enlightenment period of the ninja civilization, the key figure of this period is Sage of 6 Paths. Human beings have been in the years of slash and burn cultivation for a long time, and they have fought against each other, and the wars have not stopped. At this time, Otsutsuki Kagaya, the mother of Sage of 6 Paths, ate the fruit of the sacred tree and became the goddess of Mao to rule and enslave mankind. His son, Sage of 6 Paths Otsutsuki Hagoromo, led humanity into the age of ninjas. He founded the ninja school to teach humans how to use chakra, and to teach humans to love each other and establish social order. Together with his brother, he sealed the 10 tails and divided the 10 tails into 9 parts, which were scattered around the world. Humanity has enjoyed peace for a period of time since then, but wars will soon resume, and the ninja world has entered the stage of the emergence and development of nations. And this is also the second stage in the history of this world, the Sengoku stage. After the human beings have power, they slowly forget the moral education of Sage of 6 Paths, and intensify their conquest of each other. Therefore, the ninja world has been in a state of division and turmoil for a long time. Family-based ninjas each serve in different countries, resulting in constant wars and turmoil in the world, and the people are in hot water. But war is the most effective way to promote the progress of quasi-civilization. War will rapidly promote the development of human technology, and almost every technological revolution is related to war. Computers, nuclear technology, rocket and space technology, these are the greatest science and technology of human beings are the products of World War II. And war not only promotes the development of human science and technology, but also promotes the development of human politics, economy and culture. The war will destroy the decaying civilization after falling, so that the excellent civilization will get more resources. Only excellent civilizations can make better use of resources and develop more advanced civilizations. Survival of the fittest will promote human political, economic and cultural progress. Therefore, Bison concluded that most of the ninjutsu and chakra technological creations were born during this period. Although the 5 countries have a long history, there are countless countries in the history of the world. No one knows how many countries have once had glory, but eventually went to ruin. No one knows whether any of these countries have produced geniuses that have been forgotten by the world. They have created technologies and creations that transcend the laws of historical development. And this is the history Bison wants to pursue. The crystallization of human wisdom should not be forgotten. As for the turning point of the third historical development, it is naturally Senju Hashirama. First Hokage Senju Hashirama used his mighty power to overwhelm the world and established a system of 1 country and 1 village. And spread the 9-headed tailed beasts to each village to maintain the balance of international power and maintain peace. This is the 3rd stage Bison is in, the ninja village stage. But the international system established by first Hokage is not perfect, international conflicts continue, and domestic conflicts persist. The first 2 ninja wars resulted in countless civilian and ninja casualties. And soon after, the 3rd ninja war will break out. Although the 3rd ninja war lasted for a short time. Only lasted 2 years. 2 years is actually enough. A sophisticated and huge plan emerged in his mind, and Bison's eyes gradually became deeper. As a traveler, Bison has stored too much precious knowledge beyond this world and this era in his mind. Just give Bison a chance. Bison can easily grasp the economic lifeline of the world. The economic base determines the superstructure. Humans in this world don't yet know the true magic of money. Business, entertainment, propaganda, brainwashing, finally take over the world. All will be my puppets. Under my control, I did my best to study chakra. With the wisdom of all mankind, I will gain insight into the mystery of chakra, the ultimate power of Master Chakra. I will become stronger than Otsutsuki, able to travel among the stars, to be in charge of creation and destruction. God, after eating barbecue, it's time to separate. After sending Hong Yuhi home, Bison was on his way home. And when Bison walked to the door, an abnormal magnetic field entered Bison's perception. Certainly, because this unusual magnetic field is too special, Bison can easily guess who the owner of this magnetic field is. Senior Orochimaru, don't hide anymore, come out quickly. Hearing Bison's voice, Orochimaru couldn't help raising the corners of his mouth. Just as he had guessed. Even if he never met Bison. Bison also never met him. But he knew Bison. Just as he knew Bison Yi would understand him. Because they are the same kind. Although it's the first time we met, we should be able to say that we have been friends for a long time. In the next moment, he walked out of the corner unhurriedly, appeared in Bison's line of sight, and said at the same time, "Yes, I have been friends with Orochimaru Senpai for a long time." Bison smiled at Orochimaru and opened the door. "Orochimaru Senpai, come in and have a cup of tea. Then it's better to be respectful than to obey." After replying, Orochimaru followed Bison into the room. Bison poured Orochimaru a cup of tea and sat down in front of Orochimaru. Taking a sip of tea, Orochimaru immediately said, "Actually, I've always wanted to see you, Mr. Bison. But Tsunade was always worried that I might affect you. She really overestimated me and underestimated you too. I know, you will not be influenced by me, your will is unbreakable." Listening to Orochimaru's words, Bison replied in a soft tone. "Tsunade-sensei's worries naturally have her reasons. And I also know that sooner or later, you and I will meet Orochimaru-senpai. So don't be in a hurry. After all, even if my talent is high, it will take time to gain an equal opportunity to communicate with you, Orochimaru-senpai." Bison's words really made Orochimaru stunned for a moment, and his eyes showed a little surprise. Then Orochimaru's eyes instantly turned into snake-like vertical pupils. This is one of the transformations Orochimaru has done to himself, giving the eyes the ability to see through the flow of chakra. Then, Orochimaru saw the chakra flowing in Baisan's body at high speed. This is the complex and sophisticated structure of the chakra reactor made Orochimaru's eyes widen involuntarily. As a scientist, Orochimaru naturally understood what the chakra reactor inside Baisan meant. Such a sophisticated structure, such a clever design, the chakra circulatory system is perfectly utilized and transformed. In a violent collision, under the domination of electromagnetic force, chakra can still produce such a special energy response. The chakra is transforming, as if the human chakra has become the chakra of the tailed beast. And it's not just the quality of the chakra that's dramatically improved in this perfect chakra cycle. Body and spirit have also been strengthened accordingly. This sealing technique is really amazing. Mr. Baisan, I have overestimated your talent and wisdom as much as possible. I didn't expect your wisdom and talent to exceed my imagination. It's really amazing. Hearing Orochimaru complimenting himself like this, Baisan naturally had to react, the corners of his mouth raised slightly, as if his smile became brighter. Turning his eyes to Orochimaru, Baisan could clearly see that under Orochimaru's skin there were dense, tiny, crystal-like snake scales. There is also the vertical pupil of this snake, the letter of the snake. It made Baisan understand. Orochimaru's transformation of his body has reached an extremely terrifying level. Maybe now Orochimaru, except for the brain, other body organs and tissues no longer belong to the category of human beings. More importantly, Baisan was able to sense the life-filled magnetic field in Orochimaru through the super electromagnetic field. This also made Baisan understand. Orochimaru has mastered the power of wood style. Immediately, Baisan replied unhurriedly. Orochimaru Senpai's body modification technology also opened my eyes to the younger generation. The whole body, limbs, flesh and bone marrow. Except for the brain, all other organs and tissues seem to have undergone profound transformation. And the majestic vitality contained in the body of Senior Orochimaru. If I'm not wrong, it should be the power of wood style. Pretending to be amazed, he continued to sigh. This is the bloodline limit that belongs to the god of ninjas. Orochimaru Senpai is really hiding deep enough. With a slight smile, Orochimaru became more and more interested in Baisan. Hidden deep enough, didn't you find this by Mr. Baisan? And I can control the power of wood style so smoothly, thanks to you, Mr. Baisan. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have a chance to get an optimized 100 healings mark. Without the 100 healings mark, I wouldn't have been able to harness the power of wood style, let alone deeply transform my body. Since Orochimaru said this, Baisan also followed the topic and said, if you didn't get your physique transformation technique from Senior Orochimaru, I can't create the sealing technique chakra reactor either. It was Baisan's words that let Orochimaru know the name of Baisan's art. Sealing technique chakra reactor. After pondering for 2 seconds, Orochimaru decided to go straight to the subject. Kindness. Presumably, Mr. Baisan, you should also know the purpose of my visit, so let's go straight to the topic. There was also a little more seriousness in Baisan's eyes. No problem. After all, the exchange of knowledge will not reduce knowledge, but will maximize the value of knowledge and make us all stronger. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.